Alright guys, welcome back to the best channel on the internet. This is Hustle Invest Repeat. So I guess what we're doing right now is we are looking, let me make sure that we're 100% live. So while I'm doing that, I want to go over um, my question. Basically, here's the deal guys. My live stream cut off or whatever when I was streaming earlier, and so I was answering a question. It didn't go through entirely, so I want to answer the question that got cut off. And that question was, where do you think Bitcoin's going to go in a month? I think it's going to go up. I think it's going to go to 51,000 if I had to say, but it's hard to say. It's not like Ethereum, which is maybe a little bit easier to figure out right now just based off of Bitcoin's data. But so here's the thing, like it doesn't really matter where it's going in a month. In my opinion, this is just my honest opinion. This is just my honest response, because whether you're longing it, you want to long it from a position of power, and you want to go through it from, you know, if you're wondering where it's going to go in a month, like we got to go play by play, figure out which way it's going to go. Every single day the charts are going to give us new information. And then as far as selling it, my point was this: I've covered all the different asset classes, and my stream got cut, so I spent 30 minutes covering all the different asset classes. But essentially, where if you're selling your Bitcoin right now, where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put your money? Where are you going to put your capital? Because like I said, Bitcoin's outperformed everything. Bitcoin's the best asset class. So we've been right about everything. Let me get this pulled up. I just wanted to cover that. My stream cut out when I was trying to answer somebody's question last time, so I want to make sure I'm answering. So we're going to take out this Fibonacci, and then I believe Bitcoin broke out downwards out of this pennant, and I think that's a great place to start this conversation too, because maybe people are a little bit upset, maybe people are a little bit scared. Oh yeah, it was that giant bounce. I went on Bybit and I was looking at potentially of longing it, but I was looking for a little bit of a longer wick. So it basically confirmed this support that we have right here, this support line that we draw on this consolidation pattern. And it looks like nearly a... So I was looking at the charts. I had to go talk to somebody, and I was on my phone looking at the charts on... What was I looking at? I was looking on Bybit, and I was talking to somebody, but really I was just looking at the charts because it's more important. But so we had a candle close. It was bullish or bearish engulfing that we closed on the daily, at least when I had seen it. But it looks like we had a bearish candle close, and that was what it was. Let me see if I can, and then it's back up. Oh, it didn't close, no. It came all the way down, it wicked down to this level right here, but it didn't close. So that's what it was. We had an entirely bearish engulfing candlestick. Pretty sure. Let me go on Bybit, see what exactly I was looking at earlier, but we definitely broke out of one of the consolidation patterns, found support on it, like right here, which is, it's good. Like this is, if anything, this is extremely bullish for Bitcoin. Like you might see this drop and you see this wick down and you think, oh no, Bitcoin's falling, like it's the end of the world. But really this is good for Bitcoin because this is basically validating this support line right here, which is good. And I told you guys, I don't want to keep, like, eventually you guys will just realize that I'm always right about this stuff, but, I told you guys not to worry. I said, like, like, the probability, like, if we do come down here, like, there's so much buying momentum that even if, we end up going a little bit higher and then get pushed down again, like, there's so much buying momentum here that so many sell orders. That's what I left you guys with. There's so many sell orders. Like the chances of us getting like a wick, like even if we do get a wick down, like we're gonna get a bounce back up. These markets are just too bullish right now. Like, you just have to understand the fundamentals of what we're looking at right here. And we're looking at an anti-inflationary asset, like the fundamentals, the supply and demand, like I always say, because a lot of people aren't really talking about it as much anymore. At least I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it. And it's basically this. As we hold these prices, this is very good for Bitcoin because I think I said this like 2 days ago, but I have to say it again just to remind everybody. As we hold these prices up in these levels, we're justifying the RSI on the higher time frames and justifying the price. So it is not bearish at all. It's good for Bitcoin to be consolidating like this. It's cooling off. And a lot of people say that, but they don't talk about the RSI, which is really the fundamental behind that. I'm sure some people do, but I just don't hear it enough in the space that we're consolidating, that's justifying the RSI, which is good. Because we moved up very quickly, very fast, from 30,000 to 40,000. And it reminds me of this younger guy who was talking to me about crypto, and he was trying to get in, and Bitcoin was 30,000, and nobody knew how big the correction was going to be. And he said, "Oh yeah, like I'll just get in when it hits 14,000." I said, "Listen," and he's like, I know you're an expert in crypto, and like I know that you spend a lot of time in the market, and that you're very, accurate with all your predictions." And he says, "So, like, what's your opinion on the market or whatever?" This was back when it was 30,000. I said, "Listen, the market is very bullish. It's very bullish. There's a lot of FOMO, and nobody knows if there's going to be a correction. It's looking less and less like a correction every single day, but we got to take it level by level if you're saying it's going to go to 14, like you think it's going to go to 14 because you heard some YouTubers talking about that would potentially be uh, I mean, don't put all your limit orders down there, is what I told them. Same thing here. Don't put all your limit orders. Don't be putting all your. I haven't sold one Bitcoin. I bought in at like 10,000. I bought in at like 3,000. I bought in at 7,000. I haven't sold one Bitcoin. I've closed some leveraged positions, yes, of course, in profits. A lot of them. I've only ever closed leveraged position longs in profits. But the sentiment is bullish. So don't be freaking out if you're looking at the charts. There's a lot of FOMO, or there's a lot of FUD news coming out, but I mean that's gonna get debunked, like long term for sure. So let's see. Let me know if you guys have any questions. There's not really too much to talk about. It's really just consolidating. Let's see. It says YouTube Studio. Google Chrome. Ask me questions if you have any questions. Right now it's just consolidating. We're good. If anything, this is a little risky for my taste, and I kind of went over this earlier, but you could have got a limit order here. You could have, bought right here. Again, I was on Bybit ready. I was hoping for a wick down. I was betting that this was gonna, we were gonna get a wick and then move higher back into this consolidation pattern. So I was looking for a limit order. I actually have limit orders stacked up on my account right now. Just small limit orders, just cost base average into a long position was what I was thinking. And we didn't get it, but this would be a moderate place to hit a long at right here. And then really textbook though, you want to wait for the breakout. I'm just very bullish on the sentiment. Looks like on the 4-hour we could possibly be getting a bullish engulfing. If we get a bullish engulfing, I could definitely see a hard correction or a continuation of this correction upwards into the ascending channel. And this is going to be huge. So, I've talked about this a lot, and I've said before in my trading in the past, what I'll do is I'll buy like right here in the consolidation pattern, and then I'll sell right here, and then it'll go down, and I'll buy right here and sell right here. That's risky. I'm not saying do that, but like I always say, like there's nothing really to do here right now. Um, and plus, you know, this idea of this larger consolidation pattern is still in play. So, um, for Bitcoin to potentially come down here and find support. Oh yeah, so you have this potential head and shoulders idea, or really this could be the head and shoulders right here. But so we were coming into these ideas, but Bitcoin's price hasn't moved far enough to confirm anything. Maybe there's a small double top possibly, but it looks like with this correction that idea is going to get negated. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about, well, what if this head and shoulders plays out? But it doesn't look like it broke the neckline. As far as the uptrend goes, though, we did break out of, this is the uptrend right here. So this is the wedge? Yeah, this is the wedge right here. Here, I'm going to go back to doing the candle brush so that you guys get a better look at what I'm looking at. So I'm going to get the candle brush, because I know these lines can be confusing. I know what they all mean. If you've been on for a little bit, you know what they mean. But so essentially, this is what we were dealing with previously. We had this. So this one, yeah. So essentially we had this right here, which is an uptrend trading channel. We also had this wedge it broke out of, and it formed into a higher. We broke support of this uptrend. We broke the support of this uptrend right here, and it looks like we're re-entering into it, and then it'll be interesting. Let's go to a smaller time frame to see how that idea plays out. Go 1 hour, go to the select button. So yeah, if we can close above this and, you know, maybe retest it and bounce off of it, and, you know, that would be optimal. If we break below it again, then, you know, this idea is negated temporarily of this upwards momentum. But that's not necessarily saying anything. I mean, it's not like anything's going to play out. Like, essentially, that's just negating that this specific uptrend. That's not really saying anything, though. It's not like we're breaking any necklines. This isn't really, I guess this could be a head and shoulders pattern right here. But then, so then the neckline would be right here for that. You could put it right here, technically, is the start of it. And then right here. But it doesn't look like that idea is playing out, because if you can see right here, it's hard to see. Let me draw some lines so maybe you can see it a little bit better. We'll get this. Oh, I didn't want to put that there. Okay. So where is that head and shoulders? Okay, right here. So this is the idea. And I'll draw it for you guys. So essentially, like, the start of the neckline would be right here. Oh, it's not gonna... let's see. There we go. Alright, so right here. And then right Come on, trading view. Okay, and then we're going to use the eraser. So essentially what we have is a potential head and shoulders formation, and I'm going to give you that idea. So you would, where's the eraser? So we get rid of this, get rid of this. Alright. So essentially this is what I'm looking at right here. First head, or shoulder, first head, shoulder. And then, just to drive it home, there we go. Shoulder, head, shoulder. So for this head and shoulders formation, essentially you go off the candlesticks is like what you would, or the candlesticks is what you would go off of, like if you look at a textbook pattern. So this is the pattern. You can see it clearly now. So if the price action was to come down to this line, which it did, it wicked down here, but this is just showing a lot of buying pressure, essentially negating this idea. At the same time, you would want to see a break between this wick before you're essentially in this section right here setting a lower low and basically playing this idea out. So this would essentially be the setup, the start to the pattern. Maybe if you were a little bit riskier and you had, maybe a 1 hour or a 4 hour close, and then you were to enter a short position in here. I'm not telling anybody to get into a short position. I'm just saying this is how a short person would, somebody that's entering into a short would think. And you have to understand that the market is driven by people that are shorting and longing. The more people that are longing this market, the higher up it's going. The more people that are shorting it, the lower the price is going. So, a lot of shorters, a lot of sellers are going to be looking right here to maybe entering into a position. Maybe they put their stop loss in, it's all speculative with a lot of these traders. You can do textbook, but we're not even going to speculate. But so the pattern essentially starts out right here with a confirmation on the 1 or 4 hour, and then as soon as this gets broken, the idea would be that we would head down lower, and that would, so here's the thing, here's the bearish scenario, and if that idea was to play out, we'd be coming down probably around we'd probably be touching like right around the lower part over here around 33,000, like 33,400 area. But like I said, like if that scenario was to play out, like we have to remember that there is a massive amount of buy orders, people trying to long this market in this area as this potential move would be playing out. So if this move was to play out and we were to drop to these levels, we could easily see a bounce, just like we saw a bounce right here. Even when we saw this neckline of this head and shoulders break, we found support on this symmetrical triangle, and we're just waiting for a confirmation close on the 1 hour to basically try and negate this idea that we are playing out this head and shoulders. If all that makes sense, it should. Basically, we're looking good. This is a bullish formation. It wicked below it. If you're not inexperienced traders, you might open up a short right here, think you're playing out a textbook pattern, and you're obviously about to get wrecked by these longs, especially if you're in leverage. Shorters getting wrecked, but yeah, so this is exactly what I was talking about. And if you were listening to the channel, you would understand like the sentiment and not take that short. Save you a lot of money. Alright. Let's take a look at BTCD. BTCD. Okay, so we set a low, and then we have a lower low right here, and we're just consolidating. Okay, yeah, so sentiment, what is that? Yeah, that's a lower low than all these lows. Yeah, so altcoin season seems to be in the trend, literally, of continuation towards the downside. Good for altcoins. Bitcoin should continue to consolidate. Yeah, this is saying in the short term it's a, and then, obviously, like we say, like, what did I tell you? Like, Bitcoin dominance consolidating, and we see this a lot, and it's consolidating right now. So these are just buy, sell, buy, sell. That just means up and down, up and down. You know, let's see, let's go to the 1 hour chart. Get a more macro idea of what's going on. So again, this is Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so the more macro time frames are saying that it's going to continue to sell. This is the 1 hour chart. This is super trend. Don't base any financial decisions based off the super trend. I just think it's cool to look at. And like, if you don't pay a lot for TradingView, you might not get access to super trend. So I think it's just important to go over with everybody. 4 hours sell. So yeah, further downside on the lower time frames and the higher time frames. Good for alts. And it looks like it's saying sell on the highest, the daily. I mean, we don't need to go higher than that. I mean, we'll be doing TA tomorrow, so we don't need anything higher than the daily. USD. Ask me questions. If anybody has any questions in the chat, just ask me what's going on, and I will answer your questions. My stream earlier, it got cut off. So if anybody was in the stream earlier, I really apologize. I tried to answer your question basically in the beginning, but basically the sentiment was this. A lot of people want to tune in. They want to know what's going on with Bitcoin. It's consolidating. Where do I think it's going to go in a month? Well, when you look at the fundamental, yeah, I understand the FUD. I understand, the technicals, the fundamentals, and I understand, all the FUD that's been going around in this space, and I understand all the bullish sentiment, and well, according to the charts, like 51,000 in a month is probably where we're headed. And people say, and like, people always get caught up in the short term. They look at like what's going on in the immediate short term, and they can't fathom Bitcoin going to 51,000 in a month. But because they're so used to consolidating. But you guys got to remember, Bitcoin consolidates, yes, but look at historically on the chart. You have this consolidation and then massive parabolic moves up. Okay, and that's going to be all throughout the chart. So, I mean, you guys got to think more long term. It feels like just like a few months ago we were at 15K, 12K, and we've gone up so far so fast. We're just cooling off a little bit right now. We're letting the altcoins have their fun. Trust me, this thing's about to go parabolic again. The more it consolidates, the more explosive the move's gonna be. So I get it. You guys aren't used to it, but I'm not saying it's gonna break out today. I'm not saying it's gonna break out tomorrow. I'm just saying when this move comes, be ready. Ethereum's about to have its run. That's fine. We called it. We told you on the channel, go look into Ethereum, go get Ethereum. go do whatever you want. Not, I'm not saying right now. I told you guys last night. I told you guys the night before. And I literally showed you, I opened up the trade on stream, and I opened up the trade on stream, and then I also sold. Like, I took profits on, like, I literally closed the trade on stream. Um, and I just took profits. I was expecting it to go up more, and we were in a position of power. I think we were up 24% on that trade in like 2 days or something. We went from like 1140 to 1400. I got a big bag of Ethereum, so I don't care. Like, if I sold that trade a little early. I think I sold at like 1350. I don't know. Go look at the stream. It's on there. So, and then I just saw Crypto Jeb's channel. He had buy Cardano and very bullish sentiment for it. And I told you guys to get our Cardano like 2 days ago, and you would have been up 30%. And then I'm really thinking, like, with everything that's going on right now with altcoins, because that's where all the money's at right now. Don't take my word for it. But if you're looking into altcoins, and I'm not the biggest fan of Compound, and I do own a little bit of it. Full disclaimer, like, I do own a little bit of it. I'm not saying it's bad, but I mean, if any altcoins are to look at right now, Compound seems a little bit undervalued. Just seeing what Aave's done and some of these other, and then Yearn Finance seems a little undervalued. I'm not saying to buy these. I'm not saying anything other than to, like, if you want something to look at. And I'm not even saying really like long-term holds. Like, who knows? Like, you guys know my sentiment. Cardano, Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, VeChain, Zilliqa is okay.